Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
Beautiful Wednesday morning, the midweek installment of Morning Spring from Western Spring Television. It's a pleasure to be back once again, and thanking you indeed for always tuning in to us and with us right here. Thank you always. And today as well, it promises to be very, very educative, entertaining, informative in all spheres. And if you're joining us for the very first time, we'd like to let you know that yes, you can pick us up on our social media handles. We'll live very shortly. YouTube at Western Spring Television, amidst Instagram, Facebook, and X. We are always. It's a delight to be here. Tunde Idowu is my name, and as always, hey, the very beautiful King Eve is here. Good morning, King.
Good morning. How are you doing
Very
today?
well, you?
It's a beautiful day. It's the 7th of August, 2024, and we are grateful to God for life. I thought you were about to miss out the X. You know, before the X will come for you. You know, X and dragging.
Exactly.
Oh, you mentioned all other social media handles. You forgot
I'm
X.
on X.
All right, welcome. We showed up today because that's what we do here, so that you, our esteemed viewers, can have be abreast of situations around the country. And that's one thing about showing up. You get to be consistent in whatever you are doing. You know, it's not just about you showing up today and not showing up tomorrow. Show up every day and let people know you for what you are doing. My name is Evelyn Ohiolei, signing in for duty this morning.
An amazing lady with so many parts. I don't know. Maybe you were probably thinking of the military or the police in your first life.
Maybe.
Okay. We'll think about that for you as well. All right. It promises to be exciting as always. And first of all, we kick off things with the headlines from the various dailies as we have them spelled in front of them. We'll tell you as it is and say it as it is on the show this morning. Obviously, the conversation will come in much later on the show. So please don't blink. Stay with us right here. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll begin to serve you all the stories as we have them making the round from the daily. Good morning. Welcome back, and let's begin to serve you the stories as we have them making the rounds this morning from the dailies, and quite a whole lot of them we have here. Quickly, let's just, I'll start things up here from the pages of Nigerian Tribune, and the big bold caption on that front page of that daily says, sponsors of protest on watch list, FG says. Okay, sponsors of protest on watch list. FG says a couple of riders is associated to that story. We have them as we have blocked external funding for protests. That's credited to the Inspector General of Police. We are after only enemies of state. That's also credited to the Chief of Defense Staff. Suspension of duties, taxes on imported pharmaceuticals, food will reduce prices, and that is also associated to the Comptroller General of Customs speaking there. Okay. Moving further, just below the riders there, NAS Southeast Caucus petition IGP over Igbo must go campaign. And Ndume may return as chief whip, meet APC NWC. Tinubu appoints new CEO for National Social Investment Program Agency. We'll really keep our eyes on whoever that is and what is going on in that agency. We've had quite a whole lot concerning that agency in the last couple of administrations where we begin to hear humongous amounts of money released to that agency, and it doesn't get to the right channel. But we'll keep our faces and our ears to that agency as well. Moving further, violent protests in North, an attempt to create atmosphere for overthrow of government. That's credited to Shehu Sani. The writer there says, money, Russian flag shared to use. There's money, Russian flag shared to use. Youths. By who? That's something that we will really, really appreciate to get to know. All right. Let's move a bit to the top strip of the same daily, Nigerian Tribune for today. Nigerians' reliance on oil are a deadly mistake, as credited to former President Olusegun Obasanjo there. And also, CBN approves financial support for Unity Providence Bank merger. Coming just below Nigerian Tribune, Ondo will implement 70,000 naira minimum wage. Just credited to the governor, Mr. Ayedatiwa there. Okay, new FMCs in Ekpe. Misau will have nursing school. Misau will have nursing school. And last but not the least, Ogun to conduct local government election November 16th. Those are the headlines as we have them making the rounds this morning from the pages and from the front page of Nigerian Tribune.
All right, from Nigerian Tribune, we switch to the Punch newspaper this time. On the Punch newspaper, Russian flag, FG probes 4 northern political bigwigs with riders. Influential political figures from Kaduna, Katsina, Bauchi suspected of sponsoring protests. And FG deploys operatives in Niger, Chad borders. Protest arrow at disown Russian flag wavers. And that's on the Punch newspaper. Away from that, Nigeria crude sale yet to happen, says operators. 4 suspected cultists nabbed for killing Ogun Baba. Why? They're going to have their day in court, and of course, if they are guilty of the offense, they are going to be prosecuted. Import duty waiver on rice, others begins next week, says federal government. We hope this will bring a decline to the prices of food. People need food prices down. Inflation of food at this time is around over 40%. 1 trillion naira spent to fight insecurity in 6 months. This is according to a report, and let's talk about the results. What are the results of the 1 trillion naira spent to fight insecurity? It's not just about pumping money into the security sector. It's about us getting results of the money spent. And I think it's high time Nigeria started asking, those are at the helm of affairs, especially our security chiefs, what they are using those money for, to be accountable for the money given to them. It's game over when it comes to just throwing money in there and we are not seeing the result. You say you buy ammunition, but we see soldiers every day come out to accuse the army of not giving them the necessary weapons to fight with.
Honestly, it's alarming. It's very alarming because you tend to hear that defense is one of the biggest spenders of the budget of Nigeria every year, and you tend to hear that we don't have weapons. And I tend to sit back and if a certain amount, not just a certain, a humongous amount of money has been deployed, has been highlighted to the Ministry of Defense and the Defense Headquarters, security, and all of a sudden you keep hearing the soldiers coming out to say, because we don't have the kind of weapons. Then where's the money that was budgeted for that for security? Where is it? Until we have the opportunity to make certain people scapegoats, people to account for whatever you have been given to manage, then I think we'll have a better country.
All right, moving on. Reps fail to effect 50% pay cut. You remember when the National Assembly, the reps said that they are going to be cutting their salaries by half. But this past salary they collected, it wasn't affected. So people are asking, when will this effect take place?
Yeah, I think probably not everybody, because I think I saw a senator who came out to say he printed it out and said, I published it. And I said, I collect a certain amount of money and it's been slashed. You see,
So it's voluntary.
it's
Is
a
it
funny,
voluntary or is a group thing?
it should be every one of them. It should be encompassing.
Yeah.
And but the point here is it boils down to the aspect of the mistrust we now have in people in government. This was said. Nobody forced you. Nobody put their hands in your mouth to say, because of the issue we have in Nigeria, all of we will be doing this. Nobody asked you. Nobody forced you to say that.
But people actually clamored for that.
No, at the point at which they decided to do it, it wasn't in the offing at all. It wasn't being spoken. It's not been spoken for a while. But eventually they came out to say, and Nigerians felt, it shouldn't have been your salary. It should have been
the allowances.
The allowances, that would have been better. But by and large, they said they were going to, we took it. Now, at the end of that month, it shouldn't have taken us back again. Everybody starts looking at it. Did they do it?
Did they not do it?
And
this is part of the distrust we are talking about.
Absolutely.
When the leaders come out to say one thing, the citizens are skeptical about what they are saying, and it shouldn't be. It further degenerates the trust level and also widens the gap between the leaders and the followers.
Absolutely, that's it. And I just hope, I just hope, and just like someone will say, Tunde, just keep hoping. Yeah, we just hope that hope will not be dashed one day.
Hoping against all hope. And thank God we are in the era of renewed hope.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Varsities mobilizing unqualified graduates for NYSC. This is coming from JAM. And lastly, from the Punch newspaper, CBN OK's Unity Providers merger. SEC review next. That will be all from the front page of the Punch newspaper.
All right, quickly, let's go to the front page of Daily Trust newspaper for today. The front page of Daily Trust newspaper, sad headline here. Protest. How 4 teenagers, bride-to-be, were killed in Kano and Zaria. You have riders associated with that story. It says CSOs want security agents involved prosecuted. Use of force against protesters, crime against humanity. That's credited to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. We are investigating incident. That's credited to the army and the police. FG places sponsors on watch list.
I mean, how do you kill protesters? And now we are seeing that these are teenagers. And remember, I think it was the governor of Jigawa or so, one of the northern governors that said he's amazed that the number, it was Kaduna, that he's amazed that the number of children and teenagers, coming out to protest is even much more than the number of adults on the street. Now, you are faced with this challenge where you know that children and teenagers, are more in the number of the protesters.
Yeah.
Why waste? Why shoot live bullets? Why?
I feel it's probably it's an African mentality. Very, very, very disastrous. You and I were here, I think it was on Monday, what we discussed. Was it yesterday? Yesterday, when we discussed with Dr. Musiba, we've seen protests. So what's happening in England, in UK, we've seen how they've been throwing rock stones, pellets at the police officers. What did they do? They had their shield. They covered themselves. And still, at the worst, they fired water cannon, tear gas to protesters. And I'm not sure, except you're wearing what's this, goggle? I think that's what they call it, where you can just you can prevent your eyes from the smoke of the tear gas. But by and large, no matter how well you cover that face, that tear gas, it deals with the air. So it's definitely a bit of it will probably get in one way or the other. Yeah. I've not seen them fire live ammunition.
Yeah.
Why should? It's sad that in this this period in which we are in this dear nation, this still occur. Anytime citizens are saying there's going to be a protest, there's going to be a rally, there's this and that against the government. Our security apparatus, and they trained to that level that this is how you go about it. I saw that period during the invasion of the Capitol. It was a moment for them to have fired live bullets to send them back. But still, they tried using batons, electric shockers to push them back. Nobody fired a live ammunition, a live bullet. When will our security agents learn this? And except otherwise, whereby probably there's so much clamor, CSOs come out to talk, that's when we'll have those officers prosecuted. But if not, they've done it, the life has been lost, and that's on. That's all. Nothing happens after that. It's sad. So sad. I don't know.
All right, moving on.
Honestly.
Still on Daily Trust. Why shall the... Okay, I think that's before.
I thought you wanted... I would have said, I'll fire my live ammunition this morning. All right, quickly from still with Daily Trust newspaper. Why Shell declined offer to run Nigerian refineries? That's credited to former President Olusegun Obasanjo. There, CBN approves Unity Providers Bank merger. Niger pensioners get benefit 21 years after retirement. This is another sad issue. You have served this nation 35 meritorious years. You've attained that age of 65 or 70 now. And the bits at which you'll be given such a person, I know what it looks like. My father is a retired person. My mother is as well. Dad is not here. I know what he gets monthly from the US government, what it looks like. Before the end of the last day of that month, 30 or 31, he has already gotten his benefit. And the fortunate thing is, Nigerian government officials travel to these countries, they see how it's been done. Why don't they replicate that here? You have someone who is in charge, siphons money, tax that money in one, what do you call it, domicile inside one account, and to generate interest. Somebody sweat. Oh my God, it's sad. Because when you begin to hear that because of how much they couldn't get drugs for themselves, but one thing I just want us to know real good is every one of us, every human being, no matter what, even if you're not in the service, we are all going to get old one day, and everybody's going to see what it looks like. It's different from the way we are now. Age will surely tell. So everybody should just remember that and have that at the back of their mind that, hey, you're going to get old, and then you won't like it if someone does that to you at that age. Quickly moving further from that story on the top strip of Daily Trust newspaper, Edu's return unlikely as Tinubu makes key changes in humanitarian affairs ministry. That's our Edu. This is the first time in how many months I'm seeing her name in the dailies. Undume apologizes over Tinubu coming. APC considers reinstatement as chief whip. 70-year-old woman, son, 4 grandchildren die after eating amala in Kwara.
And also be careful of what goes inside of us at this. Yeah, we should be, because a lot of people are caught in corners.
Yeah.
And they are making use of whatever they see, no matter how bad or terrible the produce is, just because they want to make quick gain, quick profits. They just make use of whatever they see, and they feed to people. So and they also sell to people. So I think we should be careful of what we take into our stomach. But we cannot be careful enough. I mean, what would you say to someone who goes to the market to buy the elubo powder, not knowing that probably
it's been mixed with side effects. To the point at which even some stilled drinks, where it's stilled, where you have to break it open, or bottled water these days. I tend to see videos on social media where you get to see where these drinks are being made. I don't know. That'll be all from Daily Trust. I just hope we can trust us.
Okay, let's go to The Nation and let's see what's happening across the nation, as reported by The Nation newspaper this morning. CBN OK's merger of Unity Providers banks move aid stability, and students top list of 4.68 million voters in Edo Ondo poll. agency will be free and fair. 1.4 million jobs on offer from cotton textile sectors. Revamping process begins. And still on the Nation newspaper this morning, cost of living protests fizzled out in more states. And the FCT, cost of living protests fizzle out in more states. And the FCT, with riders Katsina, Kano, relax curfew by 12 hours. Mobile court remands 632 rioters. All right. Okay. I think there were some states that still went ahead with the protest day 6 of the protest yesterday. I think we had one in Osun State here. All right, we are going to be looking into that in the course of the program, speaking to critical stakeholders concerning the protest and bad governance protest and also hunger protest that has been carried out across the nation. And we are going to be focusing on Osun State here. Moving to more headlines. Edun, 4.3 million Nigerians get direct cash transfer. And it has a rider here, 1 million to benefit monthly. And you remember Comrade Ohiolei in one of our interview sessions says, I have never, since the last administration where monies have been transferred to people, I have never gotten any in my account. And there are people that will tell you that it's not even about me. I have not even seen anyone or had anyone close to me receive any of those monies. Probably you're not classified as one of the poorest.
That's the same thing you told her.
Yeah, it's true. And when you say you don't know anybody, they tell you, show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are. So probably you're rolling with the big boys. You want to bam bam.
Together. I hear you.
So the monies have been transferred to the poorest of the poor. But hey, we hope that this 4.3 million Nigerians that will be getting the direct cash transfer will be documented. So we do not have what we had in the last administration, the old brouhaha that happened in the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, make a repeat of itself. Air Insurance Group appoints Puri, Hirochi executive directors. That's on page 7. And still on the Nation newspaper, top corner, federal government inaugurates steering committee for digital free zones, boost for global tech, finance, services-based businesses. All right, that will be all from the Nation newspaper this morning.
Right, and that's what it looks like from the dailies. You can do yourself that favor of picking up any of the dailies to really reel through and read through the full details from those. And on the conversation on Morning Spring today, we definitely will take time to look at happenings in state in particular, in general. Be speaking with critical stakeholders who actually have seen what it looks like concerning this protest. Has it really, really done any good? Has it been worth it? Worthwhile? Either way, concerning the protest that's been going. Also, there's been hunters, there's arguments concerning certain amount of money being spent. The government that have come into it. I'm not saying it's been funded. Others are saying, hey, we are accountable, and there is accountability concerning this money's search. The federal government has actually spread out palliatives again. How well have we fared here in our dear state of state? How they do? Who are those who have got? We'll be discussing. It's still Morning Spring from Western Spring Television. We'll take a short break, and very shortly we'll be joined by our guest on the conversation. Stay with us.